Elgon is a mountain which is volcanic, and it's where Arabic coffee is grown from volcanic soils. Our volcan it's no longer active, it's inactive. And I look forward to taking you to the peak one of these days when you come back. Why we're so happy that you came, first from all those long distances from Kampala, and also our local media for joining us is for purpose of one, of making awareness of the richness of the nature we have, with the green, they mention it, we have the fertile soils, we have everything in Elgon. But this thing was started by a friend of mine, who is now my brother. I went with him in primary one. It's called John Wanda. My primary one, I started in a school called the Umwali Primary School in Burucheke, in Bududa. In those years in 1972, when many of you were not yet born. So that's how I met John Wanda. And now, right now, John Wanda was in America, in Washington, Virginia to be specific, where he has been for quite some time. So when he finished his primary, for him, he went to Masaba Secondary School. And he used to walk from Bududa to Masaba Secondary School. Now he felt it necessary that he needs to contribute something. He never wanted life to be the same for like others, like him. Like we used to walk to school, but our children no longer walk to school. Because the life we passed through should not be the same. It was that stage of our life, which was also good enough at that time. So he used to walk through, from Uruda through the forest up to Masaba Secondary School, which many of you tried. And I saw how a young boy would walk from home with a suitcase on his head, a mattress, to school. And at the end of the term, would move from Masaba Secondary back to that home. Where the secondary school is being built is where his house is next. But if you remember where we told you this is ground zero, that's the home of his parents. That's the home of his parents. His mother died in January, I think on 4th. When we walked last year on 31st, we went there, she was excited to see us. I think after 7 days, I think, she died. We buried her last year, this year in January. So that's why we call it ground what? That's why we began walking. So in the process, when he went away, he mobilized the resources for building a primary school in this area, which is called Arlington Hope Academy. And from the primary school, and I've gone to secondary school, the vocational school, they have a health unit, and there's another health unit, and some schools have supported in Manafa district also, where the wife comes from. The water there is very clean, purified very well, first class. So what he has done is very wonder. And Arlington is the same Arlington where he stays in America. Arlington is part of Virginia. I can say is a town or a city, is a county in Virginia. So our walking is in remembrance of how he used to do it, but what's most important now, to raise awareness and raise funds for Arlington Academy and the Masaba Secondary School. After that, we shall, after sorting out those areas, we're going to now do it for other projects within the region. Our first trek, this was our third, the first one. If you went to Masaba Secondary School, you would assume this is not a school. Abandoned almost, had I think 274 students, about 200 or 274 students. And at that time, the headmaster of the school had also run it down. That time we were trying to prepare. This headmaster came as a result of that. So we have to change the headmaster. We've got this headmaster who is called Katona. He has done a wonderful job. We have changed that place. We have cleaned it up, but we still continue. And if you saw it, that's what, if you went there 3 years ago, you would cry. But now it's a school, and I think we can talk about, we're about to make 1,000 students. The performance is high there in the roof. The children are performing very well, all very well, and we are hoping for the best results as we see. Right, currently we have done water. We have made water for the school, and now what we are working this time, what we want to do is to pipe water to the girls' dormitories and the boys' dormitories, so that they use how do you call that, those sophisticated toilets. We have them where you shower. The toilets are also for flushing, and I say, do you call them waterborne or something? Waterborne toilets and the showers. We are working on that, and we want those students to grow knowing that this is how life is. So that one, the gentleman who started it, we started together. He started, brought me. I was on board from day one, and I've remained on board. For him, he wasn't around, but we had to keep it up. And he's going to come, I think, within coming January, for purposes of opening the secondary school. And we look forward that he may also decide to work to pay us for it. So that place, as you walked, you met people. The people there are so friendly. Not on one side, we are moving from another part of the district, another district, to another district. So it was showing you how Magister are friendly people. You are seeing nature green. That was our forest, and it's still our forest, and that's how it was. And so we're saying the people, telling the public, the people in Uganda, outside Uganda, that we are, but God has really given us nature. If you came to Bukisu, we're different from any other part of the country. Of course, Uganda is a blessed country in the whole world. It's the only country in the whole world which has wonderful rainfall throughout the year, sunshine throughout the year, so we can grow anything anytime in the year. But this is exceptional. You see our hills, the landscape. You just go to Bukisu, it's a tourist attraction. So we're asking everybody to come and have a tour in Bukisu. It is a tourist attraction. And I believe with your presence, this thing is going to be done. Because you are the people who have the microphone, you are the people who have the phones, you are the people who know how to make the message. And we look forward that you be part and parcel of us to promote this. And of course, you saw is that we have capacity to look after ourselves. And maybe some policies may not be good, we can make us take down. But we look forward to one day we shall be better. So Bukisu is a rich area. And we again want to thank you for making it to this area. And I want to thank all of you, the people of the protest, for working, with the exception of Sarah already somewhere in Gambia. But that was towards the end of the game.
So you talk about, there has been talked about as one of the illiterate areas in the country. In trying to have these solved as leaders now, how are you making it a possibility for the communities to feel like these projects are their own projects in the area?
No, everybody here, first of all, what John did, he has first of all, when they started the primary school, they continue to support these children up to the universities. We have now lawyers, we have doctors, we have teachers, we have, if you saw the man called Nelson Kamoto, who is COO, is a student, is one of the beneficiaries from there. So that Kamoto is not, he has nothing to do with relation. He's not a relative of John Wanda or his wife, no relation. But so they pick people from the community. So the community is very happy with the project. I get it. They treat them as their property. If you saw when we came in, there was lighting. Okay, it wasn't dark, but you will see solar lights. That's a community project which they have done. It helps that training center. Is it? Are they happy with it? Yes. Otherwise, if they were not happy, a pipe to water does not come from near. It comes from very far. Then they would have cut the pipe water. But they know the water is their water. The water does not serve only schools, but serves the water. So they treat it as. Let me go to Masaba Secondary School. By the time we reached Masaba Secondary School, the parents, the neighbors were already in arms that the school had been left to what? To run down. They were very bitter. And they were saying they are going to chase the headmaster. We said, don't chase the headmaster, we're going to solve it. And after solving that problem, when they saw the school, they come to the school, they are very happy. Now, how does the community benefit? First, their children will go there, of course, children, relatives, and whatever, but also they will get jobs. They are the ones who slash, they are the ones who sell Mevu, they are the ones who have Matoke, they are the ones mention it. So when the community has 1,000 students, and you have your Matoke, it will be taken. You have your Mevu, it will be eaten. So there will be more demand of services which the people nearby will provide. So they are happy, they have embraced them. I am not an OB of Masaba Secondary, but I am there for purpose because I want to tell you that Masaba Secondary is part of my community. So I cannot leave it. I come from Sodoko Community. Of course, when I was go there sometimes, know what I'm supposed to do, but I'm here to be a commission. Do I like the community? Yes. I'm one of the participants in the community. Now, when I'm participating in the community, of course, those who follow us will do so. In that one, we had the Reverend, of course, you know Reverend Magombe. You know, he was there walking, he was among them. The bishop should have been there, but he had just a crisis. All times, the bishop had been coming there. The regional district card is always available. The district cards are across the whole border. You understand? So, those are the people I can talk about. Reverend Fathers, the Dignity Project is really a project for the entire community.
We mentioned a very important point.
But there are many people who were pricked. I think with this one we can say there were about 400 people.
Yes, 400.
It's not about 420, 400 and what. But to begin with,